Hello, my friends, and welcome to your reading assignment for May 4th. Happy e-learning day. We are going to be working on recognizing cause and effect. So, cause and effect questions ask about events that are connected to each other in some way. So, the cause is the event that leads to the effect. So, an example is the wind is blowing hard. Effect is the result of the event, so the tree falls down since the wind was blowing hard. There's another video on the Canvas page that you can watch about cause and effect if you want more practice with that. Today we're going to be reading about thunderstorms, so the directions say, read the passage below. The passage is followed by questions that can be answered by recognizing cause and effect. Use this passage to answer all the questions on pages 27 to 29, so those will be on Canvas. So let's get started reading about thunderstorms. And I would suggest having a pencil, so pause the video now if you want to go grab one, because we're going to mark up the text. So thunderstorms. We've all seen and heard a thunderstorm. Some people enjoy watching the amazing light show that often comes with a storm. Others want to hide away from the noise of the thunderclaps. It's true that thunderstorms can be dangerous, but if you are properly sheltered from the storm, there is no reason to fear them. There are about 16 million thunderstorms in the world every year. So I'm going to underline that because I think that's important. The United States has about 100,000 thunderstorms each year. They usually cover about 15 miles and last about half an hour. What causes them? There are 3 things needed to cause a storm. There must be moist air near the ground. That's important because that causes a thunderstorm. And there must be colder air above it. So you have the moist air on the ground and the colder air above it. Then the moist air must move upward into the cold air. So those are the 3 things we need for a thunderstorm. Let's keep reading. The moist air is warm. Warm air is lighter than cold air. The warm air rises into the colder air above it. It cools it off. So that's really important because that's telling us the cause and effect of thunderstorms. Some of the cooling air turns into water drops. We see these as clouds in rain. If the rain from a storm is heavy enough, it causes flash floods. So that's cause and effect. So the heavy storm can cause flash floods. The air is full of positive and negative electrical charges that change as the air rises and falls. Lightning is caused by the buildup and release of these electrical charges. So that's interesting. So I'm going to go back here and see the positive and negative electric charges that change. Air rises and falls. So one more time, lightning is caused by the buildup and release of these electrical charges. Lightning goes from one cloud to the next, or from a cloud to the ground. The air in lightning is very hot. I think that's important. That makes sense since it's the electrical charge. It's about 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. That's crazy how hot that is then. The air heats up very quickly and causes a shock wave. This shock wave makes the sound of thunder, so that seems really important. So the air heats up very quickly and causes a shock wave. So this shock wave makes the sound of thunder. So there we have cause and effect again. Since that air heats up very quickly, it will cause the shock wave, which will be the effect. And then we have one more cause and effect because the shock wave is the cause and the effect is the sound of thunder. Sometimes the air in a thunderstorm starts to spin. When this happens, it might cause a tornado. So we see that the air, I'm going to underline air and spin, and then tornado down here. It doesn't always cause a tornado, however. No one knows why only some of these spinning clouds become tornadoes. Tornadoes occur all over the world, but tornadoes are most common in the central part of the United States. So that seems important to me. I'm going to underline it. Only about 5 to 10% of thunderstorms are rated severe. Well, that makes me feel better. A severe thunderstorm has winds that are 58 miles per hour or more. That's super fast. It produces large hail that can damage crops and property. It is important to be smart about all thunderstorms, even those that are not severe. If a storm is approaching you, you should stay away from the water. Why? Because water attracts lightning, so cause and effect, huh? Water attracts lightning, so do not, sorry about that, turn the page, stay in a pool or the ocean. You should take shelter in a sturdy building or a car. And then it cut us off, didn't it? During a storm, do not use electrical appliances. I didn't even know that. Use only a cordless phone, so like our iPhones. We know what causes thunderstorms, and we know what causes the lightning and thunder. But these storms are still amazing acts of nature. Don't be afraid of storms, just be smart. Alright, and then if you keep continuing down, it says modeled instruction. So our directions say, below is an example of a question that can be answered by recognizing cause and effect. Follow the strategy that is explained to help choose the correct answer. So number 1 right here, it reads, what can cause a tornado? A, any thunderstorm. B, spinning air in some thunderstorms. C, lightning heating up the air, or D, moist air rising from the ground. And then if we look to the right, it says strategy. Look for keywords in the question to help you figure out where to look in the passage for your answer. If the question gives you the cause, then you must find the effect or what happens. If the question gives you the effect, then you must find the cause. Use this strategy to decide which answer is correct. So if we go down, it says A, any thunderstorm. And then it has a paragraph saying, the 5th paragraph tells us how tornadoes can occur. It states that not all thunderstorms cause tornadoes. Therefore, choice A cannot be correct. So it says the 5th paragraph, so I'm going to flip mine over and find where it says number 5. And it's in here. When this happened, it might cause a tornado. It doesn't always cause a tornado, however. So no, it's not going to be A. So as a strategy, I know it's not A. I'm going to cross it out. Going down, it says B, spinning air in some thunderstorms. Paragraph 5 states that sometimes the air in a thunderstorm starts to spin. It also says that sometimes this spinning air becomes a tornado. Therefore, choice B is the correct answer. So that was helpful. We know now that choice B is our answer, but let's keep looking at this and seeing the cause and effect. So 5, it was saying that sometimes the air in a thunderstorm starts to spin. When this happens, it might cause a tornado. And that will answer B, right? C, lightning heating up the air. The 4th paragraph talks about how lightning is formed. It does not mention anything about tornadoes. Therefore, C cannot be correct. So let's go look in the 4th paragraph about lightning. The air is full of positive and negative electrical charges that change as air rises and falls. Lightning is caused by the buildup and release of these electrical charges. So yeah, it doesn't really say anything about tornadoes yet. And lastly, D, moist air rising from the ground. The second paragraph lists moist air rising as one of the causes of a thunderstorm. A tornado might eventually form from a thunderstorm, but the moist air does not cause a tornado. Therefore, choice D cannot be correct. So that is right here. All in here. So it's what we need for our thunderstorm, but not for our tornado. So it is right that B would be our answer. So I hope you enjoyed learning about thunderstorms. There's an additional video linked on Canvas where you can learn more about it. And again, there's that cause and effect video if you want to practice it. If you head to Canvas, there are 6 questions to answer, I believe. There might be a few more or less. Make sure you take your time on those and read the directions and answer them carefully. Go back to your passage when you're answering them. And to make sure that you watch this full video, in the last question, put what your favorite color is so that we know that you watched to the end. Thank you for watching. Let us know if you have any questions.